Jordan Love got paid. Kind of. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't do Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Breaking news, Grossi. And by breaking news, sorry, I'm a few hours late with this. I was doing other work. But the Green Bay Packers have extended QB Jordan Love to a one-year extension. And I want to break down why this is so important, what the Packers were thinking, what it means for Jordan Love going forward, because there's a little bit to unravel here. So let's start off with the very, very basics. So today was the deadline that the Green Bay Packers had to either exercise or not pick up Jordan Love's fifth-year option. Fifth-year option, just for everybody who's new to the class, a traditional rookie contract is 4 years. And if you were drafted in the first round, teams have the option to extend your rookie deal by 1 year, hence your fifth-year option. Now, because of the new CBA, the new collective bargaining agreement, that option is now fully guaranteed. It wasn't in the past. So the Green Bay Packers had a deadline of today to decide, hey, do we want to pick up Jordan Love's fifth-year option, which is fully guaranteed? And it would have been a little over $20 million. And Goody last week in a press conference said that's a lot of money to give to somebody who hasn't played. And so they were stuck between a rock and a hard place, because if they decided not to pick up his fifth-year option, then at the end of this season, Jordan Love would be a free agent. So if he balled out or just didn't want to play for the Packers anymore, he could walk away in free agency, and then the Packers are left with no quarterback, and that doesn't really look so good. So there was that option. In addition, if they pick up his fifth-year option for a guy who hasn't played much, they could be on the books for over $20 million next season for him. And if he comes out this year and doesn't play well, then they're, again, kind of screwed, and they're stuck with this fully guaranteed deal. So what did they do? They cut it down the middle, and I think that this was a really, really good move by Goody in the front office. So what they decided to do is they extended Jordan Love by 1 year. They're giving him $13.5 million guaranteed. So obviously that's $6.5 million less than the $20 million guaranteed that he would have made in the fifth-year option. However, there are incentives that can make the deal worth up to $22.5 million. And so this is a great deal because, one, the Packers don't have to pick up his fifth-year option, so they are not on the hook for $20 million next season. So they've protected themselves just in case Jordan Love doesn't live up to the potential. And on the other hand, if Jordan Love goes out and balls out, well, then they have a 2-year runway in which he can make himself more money than he would have made on his guaranteed option, because if he's great, he is going to hit those escalators, and then the Packers could work on a long-term deal with him. So the Packers worked this out pretty well because they gave themselves some flexibility in case Jordan Love doesn't live up to the hype. And I know that people are saying like, oh, that doesn't really show a lot of confidence in him. Well, they just traded away Aaron Rodgers and said, here you go, Jordan. And they also spent all their day 2 picks on pass catchers. So I think that there's enough confidence in Jordan Love. On top of that, this is good for Jordan Love because he gets another year deal. It is going to be $13.5 million guaranteed, and he has the potential, based off his play, to make more money than he would have gotten on the fifth-year option. So I think this is an absolute win for both sides. The Packers get an opportunity to really evaluate Jordan Love, and Jordan Love can make a bunch of money and play his way to a better contract, and the Packers don't have to worry about, all right, we have 1 year to figure out if he is the guy. Because if the Packers are kind of like a middle-of-the-road team, they have another year to say, all right, Jordan, let's see what you got. And then if they want to, they can move forward with another contract extension. So I absolutely love this. It's good for Jordan Love. It's good for the Green Bay Packers. That's put to rest. And now all there is left is to see what the kids got. Before we get out of here, I want to do a big shout out to some new Patreon and YouTube Grossi Posse Plus members. Over on the Patreon side of things, we have K10, and over on the YouTube side of things, we have Mr. David Blundell and Callie Barrett. A big shout out and thank you to you all. But you can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or Tom Grossi Comedy, all social media, see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.